Yo, people, what's going on? It's Eagle Talks Football, and we're back again with another video. And today, I'm going to be updating you guys on everything going on with the Moises Caicedo situation to Arsenal. In addition to some other rumors, we had a bid go in, a second bid has gone in, and it was swiftly rejected. We're going to talk about that. Plus, there's rumors about Arsenal going back in for a summer target in Tielemans. There's rumors about Arsenal player, a couple of Arsenal players going on loan. We're going to talk about that also. But make sure you guys do hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. And as always, let me know where you guys are watching from in the comment section. If you're watching live or if you're watching on the playback, let me know where you're watching from. We got a vast people watching from all over the place. I've seen some people telling me they're watching from Ecuador, hoping that Caicedo joins Arsenal. We've seen some people watching from Jamaica, some people watching from my home country, Canada. We got some people watching even from Somalia, my parents' country. We got all sorts of people watching from everywhere in the world. So let me know where you're watching from in the chat right now. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button if you're new. And you guys can also become channel members. Check me out on my TikTok at Eagle Talks Football, and you can check me out on Twitter at EGTV Eagle. But let's get all that stuff out of the way, and let's get straight into the conversation around football. I need to know, guys, what are you guys saying? How's everyone doing today? Are you guys feeling a little bit more optimistic that Arsenal are going to get this deal done? Because there has been a second bid that was confirmed by Fabrizio and David Ornstein last night. I'm just going to pull that up for you guys just to show you guys what it was that was confirmed last night, because there was a lot of stuff going on. There's a lot of stuff going on in the last 24 hours with all sorts of transfers. So it's sometimes Arsenal stuff is not the most reported on as quickly as possible. In the last couple of days, we've seen that the Ecuadorian news are ahead of Arsenal when it comes ahead of the English media when it comes to the whole Caicedo situation. They seem to know a lot more. He is of Ecuadorian descent, so it does make sense why they would know more about the situation than the English media. Fabrizio Romano and David Ornstein were nearly a day behind, or sorry, at least like 12 to 14 hours behind, because the news broke last night at 11 a.m. that the Caicedo bid was submitted and rejected, which doesn't really make sense in my opinion, especially when you think about the fact that if they were going to be doing these bids, they weren't going to be doing it at 11 o'clock at night. They're most likely going to be doing the bids earlier in the day, and then the media just found out about it later in the evening or closer to midnight. That was the situation. So let me just show you guys what took place. Actually, it was a Fabrizio Romano exclusive. My bad. I thought it was David Ornstein's exclusive. It was actually Fabrizio Romano's exclusive. I'm going to have to update that. But yeah, just to show you guys. So Fabrizio Romano gave the exclusive, and he said that Arsenal have submitted a new bid for Moises Caicedo yesterday, understanding that the package is around 70 million, including add-ons. So that could mean 70 million, including 5 million in add-ons, making it 65 million promised, or it could be that's most likely what it is, right? So most likely Arsenal just added 5 million and then gave 5 million in add-ons, which brought it up to 70 million, which was then Brighton do not want, and then he also wrote that they had a bid rejected. The opening bid of 60 million was rejected. Arsenal trying to move for Caicedo and want the move. Then reported after that it's understood that Arsenal's bid for Caicedo was worth around 70 million fee, add-ons included, and has been immediately rejected by Brighton tonight. Should Arsenal make a new proposal in the 24 hours, it would be a potential record fee for the club. So yeah, at this moment in time, we're in record fee area. We're in the record fee area of this transfer. Big up my guy Montreal's in the house saying hit that like button, people. Iga, do you think Kieran Tierney should leave in the summer? You know what? I'm going to have to add that to the list of things that we're going to talk about, because Kieran Tierney has been linked to a move away from Arsenal Football Club. Yesterday, I didn't get around to doing a full video on it, but I will definitely talk about it. I will definitely talk about it in today's video, and I'll also tell you guys who he's linked to. He's linked to a whole bunch of clubs in Italy, and he's linked to a bunch of clubs in England. Sorry, I'm not exactly sure. I think it's Newcastle that he was linked to. So yeah, that might be the club that be willing to sign him. But yeah, so let's go back to Arsenal's second bid. go back to Arsenal's second bid, and let's just see what David Ornstein had to say on Arsenal's second bid, because there was a lot of news, but the main thing is the bid was not accepted. The bid was immediately rejected, and that just goes to show you that they're keeping a hard stance on the situation. They're not going to change at any point. They are going to continue to keep the tough face where they're saying that they're not selling the player, that they're not looking to sell the player, that they're not doing none of that. Brighton ain't easy. Yeah, Brighton is not easy to deal with. Manchester City found that out doing the Cucurella deal. So did so did what do you call it? Thing. And then at this moment in time, it's pretty straightforward that it's going to take most likely until the end of the window to get this deal done. That is the reality of the situation, right? Now let me just show you guys what David Ornstein had to report on this also, because David Ornstein did tweet about it after Fabrizio tweeted about it last night. So about 14 hours ago, David Ornstein had this to say on the matter. This is what David Ornstein had to say. David Ornstein said that Arsenal submitted the second offer tonight with Brighton Hove Albion for the midfielder, and the bid was around 65 million plus 5 million in add-ons. Despite Brighton Hove Albion's uh, uh, reiterating the stance that the 21-year-old is not going any. Sorry, the 21-year-old going nowhere. Arsenal are still keen. So at this moment in time, Arsenal are still trying their best to get the deal over the line, even though we have been told on numerous occasions that he is not for sale, that we don't want that they're not trying to sell him. Arsenal are not going away. They're continuously trying. They're continuously pushing to try to get the deal done. And I think this is showing that we are serious. We are not giving up. We know that at the end of the day, if every team might have a price, and this just depends on what that price is for Brighton. We know that Fabrizio Romano has said that they don't want to sell. We know that David Ornstein has said that they don't want to sell. But we would not still be speaking to them if they did not want to sell. We would not still be speaking to them. And this is clear that he is one of our he's an opportunity signing at this moment in time, and he's also one of the players that we've looked at as a potential summer target also that we can get in the January. If we can get a summer target in the January window to help us win this Premier League right now, why not? The club is serious. The club is showing a big statement of intent, increasing the bid and trying to submit another bid. I think this is very respectable, but of course, Brighton have no urgency to sell. They're currently in a good position in the Premier League. Financially, they're in a good position. We just gave them money also for Trossard, so they don't need to sell the player. They're not desperate to sell the player. So this is the situation that's going on at this moment in time. I get it that Arsenal's second bid was around 70 million and it was rejected immediately. I think this is just part of Arsenal's negotiation strategy. Their negotiation strategy is not to give too much too early and then try to meet somewhere in the middle at the end. That is what they're going to do. They never really go in with a serious bid the first time or second time. It's just how we are. The Trossard deal kind of happened quickly, and the other deals that we've done this window have happened quite quickly, but the prices for those players were not that high. So yeah. Basically, Fabrizio Romano and David Ornstein both reporting on the same thing. And this is pretty much the same thing that the Ecuadorian media have told us a day earlier. A day earlier, we heard about this stuff from the Ecuadorian news coming out from all sorts of sources over in Ecuador that this was the case. So I'm not surprised. What I'm surprised about, it takes a while for the media to get a hold of the news over here in the UK. So it seems like they're really behind when it comes to everything going on. And Fabrizio Romano and David Ornstein are tier ones, and they're not going to ruin their credibility by saying something that is not 100% accurate. So I get that, but at the same time, they're not always the first to break the honest truth. Sometimes they're taking Sam's story from the Mirror, and they're waiting to see if it's accurate before they go and publish it. So that's why a lot of people take what they say more valuably than what other people say at this moment in time. So yeah, the David Ornstein and Fabrizio Romano both saying Arsenal's bid for the Brighton midfielder has been rejected. And yeah, that's where we were 14 hours ago. Now, Brighton did play Liverpool, And Brighton beat Liverpool, if I'm not mistaken, 2-1 with a Matomo winner at the end. Yeah, free Caicedo. You know what? You can't hate on Brighton. This is their club. This is their player. Let them do what they want to do. Watching from Sierra Leone. Big up my people in Sierra Leone. Big up to my people all the way in Nigeria watching. Big up to all the people all over the world watching the channel right now. Do me a favor, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and let me know a little bit about what you think about the whole Moises Caicedo situation as we continue with the video. Now, I'm just gonna show you guys what is said in this situation. So reports are that 17 hours ago, there was reports that Arsenal are planning a second bid 17 hours ago, right? But the main thing that I want to touch on that came out about 17 hours ago was that Brighton are open to and willing to sell. That is what really, really, really got me intrigued and saying, you know what they're saying to the media and what they're saying to Arsenal behind closed doors might not be accurate. So the situation is that Brighton are actually willing to sell, and the Brighton manager came out admitting that he would be willing to sell the player, but he'd want him to continue to stay at the club. He wants him at the club. He would like him at the club, but of course, he's somewhat admitted that he would be somewhat okay or understands that it's up to the club and the player. If the player wants to move on, he can't really do anything to stop him, right? He can't really do anything to stop him. So let's try to find his actual quotes, because I think he said it. I think he said it yesterday. So this is what he said. Let me get it up for you guys on the screen right now. What the manager of Brighton said after the win against Liverpool. And this is what his statement was. This was about, what time was it? Yeah, yesterday afternoon after the win versus Liverpool. He said that on the bid for Arsenal for Caicedo, I would like Moises to finish the season with us, but we are ready to go forward without him. Basically stating that they might be willing to go without him. That's actually saying straight up that they could be selling him. I respect the club's decision, but I can't be also a chairman, so we'll see in the next days. This is a very different stance from the Trossard situation, where him and Trossard were not seeing eye to eye, and he really felt disrespected by Trossard's decisions to not play. I think Moises Caicedo has been very respectful with his club, and I will talk about Declan Rice once we get there. I'll talk about the Declan Rice stuff. Once we get there, I'll talk about that, I promise. But yeah, so that is that situation over there. Now, what is happening today? This is what's happening. Let me give you guys the new update. So Arsenal are going to launch a third bid. Arsenal will launch a third bid. We just don't know exactly. We don't know the details yet, supposedly. So supposedly, Arsenal are going to launch a third bid. That's what everyone's saying. Reports came out 2 hours ago that after Arsenal's first bid got rejected, their second bid got rejected last night, we're going to offer a third bid. Now, reports coming out from all over the place that Arsenal are preparing to take Moises Caicedo's bid up to 75 million, up to 70 million plus 5 million in add-ons, which would be a new club record. Brighton are holding on to get closer to their valuation now. That is what seems to be happening at this moment in time. Every couple of seconds, we're hearing new reports that things are progressing, things are getting better, things are getting closer to the valuation, and it looks like Arsenal are readying a new bid of what? This is about 25. This is 15 million more than what they first bid, which was a 60 million offer, 70 million plus 5 million in add-ons. So it's 5 million more than what we bid the last time. I don't know if they're going to budge off of 5 million. We're gonna have to wait and see how things progress from there. But yeah, do me a favor, guys. We currently have 252 of you guys in the chat. Do me a favor, stop whatever you're doing right now, hit that goddamn like button as we continue with the news and break everything down that's going on with the Moises Caicedo deal. We're also going to talk about some other stuff in the meanwhile. So go and smash that like button right now, people. It's absolutely free. It doesn't cost a penny, and you should be doing it anyways. Helps a brother out big time. Let's go to Sam Collins of the Evening Standard to see what he wrote on this situation because he also went into depth speaking about how Arsenal could spend a record transfer fee, and he also mentions that Caicedo, Brighton rejected the first bid, but then he also went into a little bit more detail on his actual Twitter account. He said, as this morning, Arsenal are not walking away from the deal over Moises Caicedo. The decision has been made over whether a third bid goes in. Brighton stance is still not that they don't want to sell, but it's a big 48 hours to see if the deal can get done. Honestly, it would be annoying if we continue to keep this up, it's dead. Chelsea will have it. No, Chelsea at this moment in time are still going for Enzo Fernandez. We'll talk about that in another stream. Everton bid Conor Gallagher. It's around 40 million proposal plus. I don't know about that. I haven't seen anything about Everton bidding for Conor Gallagher. What's good, Iga? I'm good, Big Z. How you doing? Are Brighton selling? Brighton are looking to Brighton. There's mixed reports coming out. Mixed reports. Some people on the Brighton side and Talksport and like some of the English media are saying that he's not for sale. The Ecuador media, who most likely will be coming from Caicedo's side, are saying that the price is around 80 or 90 million, somewhere in there, and that they would be willing to sell. They just need to get their valuation met. So everybody has a price, ladies and gentlemen. It's just, are Arsenal going to pay that price? That's what we need to find out. Are Arsenal going to be willing to pay that price? What's happening? Football matters. Football matters in the house. I'm doing good, man. I'm doing good. Just really worried that Arsenal might not be able to get this deal over the line. But if we don't get the deal over the line, do we have an alternative? That is the question we need to ask ourselves. Do we have an alternative? Because if Cancelo can be sold at a drop of a hat by Manchester City today to Bayern Munich, surely random things can happen, and you can see a massive shift in transfers quite late. But yeah, the main thing is Arsenal are still on the hunt for Caicedo. Nothing's changing. Arsenal are still on the hunt for Caicedo. The Caicedo deal is still going to be progressing. We're not going nowhere from this deal. We're not leaving this deal. We're going to stick on it, and we're not going to twist at this moment in time. That is the current situation. Now, let me just go to one more thing before we move on. I don't know if you guys know, Dean James, wonderful Twitter account, covers a lot of Arsenal content. What he's done is he's compiled and found some articles on from where is it? He's found some articles. The state of you, Arsenal are okay. So where is it? Where is it? Here it is. Okay, so he's found out that in the source in Ecuador, right? The source in Ecuador, Arsenal have sent a bid to Brighton with an increased offer of 5 million, bringing it up to 75 million now, in order to convince the Seagulls to allow them to sign Moises Caicedo. So this is coming out of an Ecuadorian source. This is coming out from an Ecuadorian source. Reports are saying that Arsenal have sent in the latest third bid. This is official. This is not officially announced by any of the main British media yet, but this is from the Ecuadorian source. They're saying that this has gone in, and they're waiting for more information. Now, I'm not gonna lie to you guys. The last time that we did a video was a couple days ago on this topic, and we had the price and everything accurate about the bid. It was 70 million, and it was a day before Fabrizio Romano or David Ornstein reported that the bid even went in. So at this moment in time, I would not be surprised that there are people outside of England who are more informed about the situation than the people actually in England or the people that are closely reporting on the club. So Arsenal have sent their latest bid reportedly by this outlet over in Ecuador, and they're stating that it could be now 75 million pounds. Could this be enough to get the player over the line? I goddamn hope so, but we'll have to wait and see. The people are saying this isn't good enough. Arsenal to miss in the summer and maintain the Premier League table. We need him. And also a fan from Sierra Leone. Big up. Let Arsenal manage to push that and have that man. I hope that we can push it. Talking about Amadou Harede's contract's out at the end of the summer. I'm shocked nobody has been in for him. coincidentally, coincidentally, that is actually Brighton's. That's Brighton's alternative. That is who Brighton want to sign as the alternative to Musa Caicedo. The Musa Caicedo replacement is this guy right here that you just mentioned. This is who Brighton want to sign as the Musa Caicedo replacement. If you guys don't know who he is, he's a quality player, plays for RB Leipzig. I'm not gonna lie to you. I haven't followed his career for a while, but I remember a couple years ago, I was seeing him coming through. Let's see how he's done this season. Let's see how he's done this season. This season he's played 16 games for them. He's 24 years old. He's a Mali. He's from Mali. That's the country that he represents and his nationality. I don't know how much he would actually cost, but Brighton could accept Arsenal's bid for Moises Caicedo and then go and sign this guy on a cheap deal. Let me show you guys what they're saying. They're saying that Arsenal could accept a deal for Moises Caicedo and then could end up getting a move for this guy. Brighton have already had an offer also rejected for him a couple of days ago. So this is something to monitor. He is already being watched by a lot of people. He is best suited for Arsenal. Are you talking about Caicedo or are you talking about somebody else? Big up all the way from Singapore. My people watching all over the world. I love this. You guys are the best, honestly. Big up to all you guys. Make sure you do show the love and let me know where you're watching from, people, because it makes me smile, honestly. Did Man City sell Cancelo? No, they didn't sell Cancelo. What Manchester City did is they loaned out Cancelo to Brighton. I mean, to not Brighton. Why did I say Brighton? I'm sorry. I have Brighton stuck in my mind. They loaned out Cancelo to Bayern Munich. Now, are you guys surprised that they loaned out Cancelo to Bayern Munich? I'm not. We've been hearing rumors that Manchester City have not been all right for a couple of days now. We've been hearing stuff about Man City not doing well, them having some issues. So I'm actually not surprised. I'm not too surprised that they have gotten rid of Cancelo. I'm not too surprised that Cancelo is having an issue with the ongoing situation. It could be that you could see, it could be that a situation where you see Cancelo leaving in the summer because they have issues. They might have issues. They might have issues where Pep Guardiola has stated that one player in the dressing room was not too happy, and hence why now you have this move that came to fruition. What you need to know is Manchester City, who are currently Arsenal's title rivals, have set Bayern Munich have set to sign Manchester City's Cancelo on loan from Manchester City for the remainder of the season. The 28-year-old Portuguese international will be joining them, and they've been a long-time admirer of Cancelo. Now, if you guys don't know, Cancelo hasn't played many games since coming back from the World Cup. I think he's only played two 90-minute games for Manchester City. And in those two games that he played for Manchester City, and he played 90 minutes, do you know what happened? They lost both of them. I'm not saying it's a coincidence that they lost both games because of him. That would be giving too much credit to one individual player. But what I am saying is his performances might have dipped to a level where they don't want him anymore. Just to show you guys quickly, I'm going to get back to the Arsenal news, but just stick with me. I have a point here. So they could actually be a better team without Cancelo. Look at that. 90-minute performance for Southampton and Manchester United. Both are losses. Since then, he hasn't played a game, and they've won all three, right? Before that, they beat Chelsea. He only played 31 minutes. They beat Chelsea again. He only played 45 minutes. They drew against Everton. He didn't play that game. The game against Leeds, he played 22 minutes. The game against Liverpool, he didn't even play. And then going back to the World Cup, before then, I don't know if he was even playing week in, week out before the World Cup. Let me just check. I can't remember if he was even playing week in, week out before the World Cup. Yeah, it looks like he was playing a little bit more before the World Cup, but even then, yeah, he was playing a lot of minutes before the World Cup. Something must have happened where where recently he hasn't been playing much. But yeah, this could be bad news for Arsenal. This could be bad news for Arsenal in the sense that that Cancelo leaving could mean Arsenal have bid for Cancelo to replace Cedric. Did we really? Did we really bid for Cancelo? I don't think they would give us Cancelo. Let me see. Arsenal. I haven't really seen too much news on Arsenal bidding for Cancelo. Rico Lewis forced out on loan. Crazy. Should Arsenal have bid for? No. The thing is, Arsenal never actually bid for him. It's just people fan theory, fans saying, "Oh, Arsenal should have bid for him," and gotten Cancelo. That's pretty much it. You know what? This is actually so stupid. This is so stupid. This is a stupid one. Okay, let's just see. Let's just see what's happening here. This is actually really dumb. Something really dumb has just happened. There's an article. You know what? Shout out to Ben Jacobs. Ben Jacobs, my guy. Right? It's just I think this is quite far fetched. This is quite far fetched. That Bukayo Saka. Bukayo Saka's situation is being monitored by Manchester City. Of course, everyone's monitoring situations around Europe. We're monitoring the situation with many players. Doesn't mean we're going to get him. Doesn't mean we're going to get him. Now, I'm not getting triggered or anything. I'm just saying Bukayo Saka to Manchester City at this moment in time will not be happening. But shout out to Ben Jacobs and shout out to the people who reported this, reporting that Manchester City Manchester City really like Bukayo Saka and are currently monitoring the situation. It's not new news. We already know this. We already know they're monitoring the situation. Will anything happen from them monitoring the situation is a different story. They can monitor the situation as much as they want. If Bukayo Saka wants to stay at Arsenal, he's going to stay at Arsenal. If Bukayo Saka wants to leave Arsenal, he will end up getting what he wants. That's the reality of the situation. He's currently has a contract situation where he has I think the end of next year he can leave. So we need to get him tied down to a new contract. If Manchester City offer him a better project, a better opportunity to start week in, week out, playing at the top level, then maybe. But the fact that we're going to be having Champions League football next season, I really don't believe that Bukayo Saka is headed anywhere. I'm not going to lie to you guys. I don't believe he's headed anywhere. Big up Luca in the chat. Nonsense. Sure, you can't buy more than 2 players from any Premier League club. No, it's not that you can't buy more than 2 players from any Premier League club. It's just Man City have done a whole investigation on the fact that they sold 2 of their players and they're not going to be selling us any of their players anymore. Bukayo Saka is going nowhere. That is true. Saka will leave Arsenal. Trust me. That is a Chelsea fan saying that. So of course you're going to say Saka is going to leave. Would you take Tielemans if the Cancelo attempt failed? We're going to talk about Tielemans in a second. I'm going to save that to you. I'm going to save that message. Saka won't leave. Trust me. Yeah, no, we've heard many things about Saka, but Man City really like Bukayo Saka. So do a lot of clubs in Europe. But Bukayo Saka has made it very clear numerous times, and even Fabrizio Romano reporting on it numerous times, that Arsenal is his club and he's not headed anywhere. So I'm not too concerned about Bukayo Saka leaving Arsenal at this moment in time. I don't think any of us should really be worried about Bukayo Saka headed anywhere at this moment in time. I feel like the project is such a good project. I feel like we're in a situation where we're currently competing for the Premier League against Manchester City, and he's one of the main players for us at this moment in time. If he was to leave, it would weaken us and would strengthen Manchester City 100%. They would love that, but for it to actually come to fruition, very, 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 very unlikely at this moment in time. I think that's almost near insanity to think that would actually take place at this moment in time, personally. But yeah, let's now go to what that gentleman said in the comments. Somebody said something interesting in the comments. You spoke about Tielemans. Well, there was a report today on Tielemans, Youri Tielemans to Arsenal, just to let you guys know. This is the report right here. Let me show you guys what was said. About 2 hours ago, the report came out from 90 Min that Arsenal let me show you guys what it says. Just before we continue, make sure guys don't forget to goddamn like that goddamn video and let me know what you guys think. If Youri Tielemans it even makes sense at this point in the window for Arsenal, and would he be a benefit to us based on the fact that we moved away from him in the summer? Do you think those concerns that we had in the summer still lie? And would a late bid for Tielemans be a panic signing? Because we have been interested in him in the past. I think it definitely would be a panic signing. And I don't know if Tielemans can actually play in the position that we need him to play. Doesn't really make sense. People saying Kessie on loan, get Tielemans. I don't know if we're going to be going and just signing a bunch of people. Thank you for reading my comment. Much appreciated. You know what? No worries, Luca. Appreciate it. Appreciate everyone who's commenting also. I'm trying to get to the comments as much as I can. Announce the title now. You know what? Cancelo going to Bayern could actually make it worse for Arsenal to win the league, because Rico Lewis has been playing well, and Manchester City are their chemistry is more important than having a quality player in every position. If their chemistry is down because of a player who's quality, they could actually be getting better with Cancelo leaving than they would be with him staying and making the dressing room a more unhealthy environment. For watching from Kenya, we're not so I need him. Big up to you watching from Kenya. I blame Edu and Richard Garlick. You know what? I think it's too early to blame any of those guys. But just getting back to this Tielemans stuff, let me just get back and read this for you guys. Arsenal are considering a late bid to test Leicester's resolve on keeping hold Youri Tielemans. Sources told 90 Min that their efforts to land the Brighton midfielder Moises Caicedo looks set to come to nothing. Wow. And all the reports now coming out from for Tielemans. Wow. This is the gentleman who first broke the story. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. I don't think we're actually gonna get Tielemans. I think this is just an easy story to write. I don't know if there's much legs to this story. I feel like it's an easy story to write. At this moment in time, Arsenal are looking for Tielemans, going back to a summer target, somebody who were previously linked to. But you know what? I've been proven wrong before with Trossard. I didn't believe the Trossard links. So we'll have to wait and see if the Tielemans story, it has more legs to it. We'll find out in the coming days to see if it does have more legs to it or if it doesn't. I know it would be a cheaper deal than Caicedo, but my question to you is, how does that affect our rotation? Does Tielemans slot in the Partey role? Not really. Does he slot into the Xhaka role? Yes, potentially. That's pretty much where I see him playing. Are we going to change the way that we play because we might not have a Partey available every game? Maybe. Could you see Xhaka and Tielemans play together? Potentially. But at this moment in time, there's so many ifs, ands, and buts that I just don't know what to believe. I don't know what to believe about that story. Maybe it's just me not wanting to believe it also. Maybe it's just me not wanting Tielemans after all the things that we've been through in the summer, where we're linked to him, not linked to him, linked to him, not linked to him. Let's just see if there's any validity to that transfer. Now, there is a player who's left Arsenal, and he's going to be going on loan, Marquinhos. The Brazilian forward who was signed for about 3 million in the summer will be headed out on loan from Arsenal for the remainder of the season. It does look like Norwich is a team that he's going to be headed to on loan. Arsenal have agreed to send him on loan for the remainder of the season. Reports coming out from Sam Collins. Arsenal winger Marquinhos has agreed to join Norwich on loan. No option to buy, no buy clause until the end. He'll just be joining them until the end of the season. He's played predominantly in the League Cup, Europa League, and FA Cup games. He hasn't really played in any of the other games this season. And I don't really see him getting much game time in the second half of the season. So it does make sense to loan him out. It does really make a lot of sense to loan him out. And I get why we loaned him out to the championship team. He would most likely get some game time, get an opportunity to improve his game. And that is integral to the development of a young player at this moment in time. So I get it. And I'm very happy that we've loaned him out because I didn't think he was going to get much game time. Now, if we can get a replacement for, a backup for Saka, a backup for then we can also move on If you get Caicedo, then we can also move on Lokonga, and that would be a good situation for us also. If we can get Caicedo, we can also move him on, and that would be really good news. I'd be happy with that. So we'll wait and see what happens there, and we keep you guys updated as we go. Now with Ivan Fresneda. Arsenal target Ivan Fresneda will not be leaving Real Valladolid this month because of a new plot twist. Reports coming out that he might not be leaving Arsenal this month. Reports coming out that he will most likely be staying and he will not be leaving this month. That is what the rumors are now stating. I thought Ivan Fresneda to Arsenal was a possibility, but even if he did join, he was most likely going to get loaned back immediately. So I don't know if that's going to happen now. I think more or less likely he moves in the summer, and maybe Arsenal revisit the possibility of signing him, right? In other news, he was left out of the match day squad, and but you have to remember, Arsenal have agreed a £15 million fee for the player. You never know; this could still maybe happen, but some rumors are saying that it might not happen this window. And you still need to know that the £15 million fee was agreed for the player. People saying Norwich is a good loan. Man United are interested in Tielemans. You know what? Man United are interested in a lot of players. That is a reality. We don't need Fresneda. Do we not need Fresneda? I'm pretty sure we might need Fresneda, especially when you consider the fact that I tweeted out yesterday that I put in the community yesterday that Kieran Tierney could be sold in the summer. Yes, Kieran Tierney reportedly could be sold in the summer. So with that potentially being a possibility, and at this moment in time, Tomiyasu being Arsenal's full-time backup left back, basically, you could find a situation where Kieran Tierney's moved on and Fresneda is brought in to be his short to long-term replacement in the right back position for Tomiyasu, and Tomiyasu is moved out as a full-time left back. So yeah, let me just show you guys some of the sources and news that's coming out. So this is do you think Kieran Tierney should be moved? Arsenal should keep the Scotsman as a backup. Sorry, that is not what I was looking at. Arsenal left back Kieran Tierney has attracted interest from Juventus, Inter Milan, as Ivan Fresneda possible signing makes the Scotsman available in the summer. At this moment in time, there's many different clubs that are going to be after the guy. The main source of the rumor was the Mirror. The Mirror reported that he would be potentially another option to be sold in the summer. I know some of you guys might not want to sell Kieran Tierney, but the reality is, if the project needs a certain type of player, and he's not that type of player that Mikel Arteta likes to play as a left back, as you guys seen the amount of control an inverted left back like Kieran Tierney, Zinchenko offers us, we might not have Kieran Tierney for much longer at the club. And he's a fan favorite. He's one of my favorites. He shows heart, desire, everything else. But at this moment in time, he's just not really cut out to play the way that we want our left backs to play. And in the short to long term, he could be out of the side. He could be moved on. Now, doesn't mean Tavares is going to come back and he's going to play in that position either. Tavares doesn't seem to suit what Mikel Arteta wants either. So at this moment in time, it could be a situation where both Tavares and Kieran Tierney could be moved on in the summer for Tomiyasu to be the backup. And we're just going to have to wait and see what happens there. They're just, at this moment in time, that's what is being said. Let me just show you guys what I'm talking about just before you guys start saying you're lying or you're jumping to conclusions. This Chelsea needs to be stopped. What have Chelsea just done now? What have Chelsea just done now? What have Chelsea just done now? What have Chelsea done now? Let me know in the chat. What have Chelsea done? I had enough. This Chelsea. What have Chelsea done now? Oh, Enzo. Let them get Enzo, man. They're paying a lot of money for Enzo. He's going to be a quality player. Chelsea, let them do what they're doing. Let's just focus on our business. Let Chelsea be Chelsea. Let them spend the money they want to spend. Let them get whatever they need to get done. Arsenal could be set to sell Kieran Tierney. that is that situation. But yeah, people are saying game over. We're gonna talk about Declan Rice in a second. Enzo, what's going on with Enzo? You know what? Forget about Enzo for a second. Let's just go to some of the stuff here. So this is actually happening. What? Everton, could this mean that Onana is on the cards? Could this mean Onana's on the cards? Because look, Everton submitted an offer for Conor Gallagher for 40 million plus 5 million add-ons. If they get him, could this mean that we would still want we could get Onana? Huh? Could this mean that we can get Onana? Let me know what you guys think. Because if Everton get Conor Gallagher, could we find a way to squeeze in and get Onana now? Could he be the potential Onana replacement, or is it because they play different positions, more or less? You would think that it has nothing to do with each other. I'm just thinking out loud right now, people. I'm just thinking out loud. What do you guys think? Let me know in the chat. Personally, it might not have anything to do with each other. They might not have anything to do with each other. It might just be a situation. It might just be a situation where it is what it is. But you never know. You never know. You could see Everton bidding for Conor Gallagher and maybe Onana now coming to Arsenal. Onana be the backup plan? I don't want to get my hopes up. I don't think Onana's a bad player. I think he's definitely a massive upgrade on Lokonga. And if this did mean anything, we'll find out in the coming days. We'll have to wait and see if this means anything at all. Right? Now, let me just see what you guys have to say in the comments. Gallagher, no. Go get Onana, some people are saying. 40 million euros apparently. What is Enzo costing Chelsea? What? Enzo's costing Chelsea that much money? Did Fabrizio tweet about it? Enzo, what's the update? Enzo, 1 second. Enzo, I don't see any update. Oh, Brighton just signed a player. No, but they were already interested in him prior to the Caicedo links. No, I don't see anything about Enzo. I don't see Fabrizio writing anything about Enzo yet. Where did you guys see Enzo news? Where did you guys see the Enzo news? Enzo. Is it done? Is the Enzo to Chelsea finished? Is Enzo to Chelsea finished? This is why you have to be careful. And I can't actually show you guys the screen because some mad stuff just pops up out of nowhere. The moment you start to friggin' the moment you start searching stuff on Twitter, some mad stuff pops up. So you got to be careful. Where is the Enzo stuff? I don't see any Enzo stuff. Any updates on Enzo at this moment in time. But you guys are saying the Conor Gallagher money will help bring back Ainsley Maitland-Niles. For what? Why would we bring back Ainsley Maitland-Niles? What are you talking about? What the hell are you talking about? No way. No way. I'm not bringing him back for anything. Forget that guy. Forget Ainsley, bro. Forget Ainsley. Forget about him. Forget about Ainsley Maitland-Niles, man. That guy's dead food. Dead food. I think Ainsley, the only thing good about Ainsley is his penalty kicks. That's the only deadly thing about him. He's got deadly penalty kicks. But yeah, let's now move on to Real Sociedad have admitted that Martin Zubimendi will stay this window. So that is another backup target, more or less likely not happening. Zubimendi will be staying this window. Zubimendi update. He will be staying this window. He's not going nowhere. Forget about Zubimendi to any club. Zubimendi is not happening. Zubimendi is going to be staying, and Zubimendi will be most likely not becoming a Gooner because in the summer we're more or less likely going to be going for Declan Rice and not Zubimendi, even though there was reports that Arsenal have promised to pay a £52 million buyout clause for Martin Zubimendi. Nothing has actually progressed and nothing has gone any further than that. So we're going to have to wait and see where things progress from there. But at this moment in time, Martin Zubimendi will be staying, and the midfielder has been linked this window to the Gunners. But Moises Caicedo deal does seem to be the main option, and he could potentially be a replacement for Caicedo late. But at this moment in time, doesn't seem like that's going to happen. Okay, so you can now forget about Zubimendi. It does seem like that is no longer an option. And I'm just going to like this tweet so I have it saved for later. Now, let me just show you guys any other news that we needed to talk about. Zubimendi, Partey, we spoke about that in the last video. Partey's fit, by the way. He's going to be okay. He's going to be available for the next game versus Everton. Just to give you guys a quick Partey update on his injury status. It looks like Thomas Partey's injury is going to be okay. He's not gonna be injured for way too long. He's just 2 hours ago, we even got a report here 2 hours ago. Initial assessment of Thomas Partey is positive after his rib injury at City on Friday. Assessed on Saturday. The squad had a day off Sunday, and he'll be back in Tuesday, and we'll check again. Hopefully he can play against Everton. Yep, definitely need him against Everton. Sean Dyche's Everton is going to be the next game that he plays. So hopefully he's going to be okay. And yeah, it does look like the Thomas Partey injury worries have come and gone. I'm quite happy that it wasn't anything too serious, and he most likely will be available for the next game. That is good news. Good news, and nothing else to really be said on the Thomas Partey update, ladies and gentlemen. You guys still want to know about Declan Rice? We'll talk about Declan Rice in a second. But before we go any further, make sure you do hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Let me know what you guys are saying in the chat. Cancelo landed to undergo his medical. That's amazing news for Manchester City that they're getting rid of a player that didn't seem to be happy over the last couple of days. Do you think Caicedo will start over Partey or Xhaka? Or, you know what? We said the same thing about Zinchenko. You never know. Caicedo could be more suited to the Partey position, and then Partey could be shifted and Xhaka could be out, or Partey could be out due to the fact that he's injured so many times, and it would just benefit us even more. It doesn't really matter. Once we have the squad depth, it's amazing. Look at Kieran Tierney and Zinchenko. How many of you guys said Zinchenko was going to start week in, week out when he came in? I didn't necessarily think Zinchenko was going to start week in, week out. He came in and he hasn't lost his job once. He's kept his job the whole time. Every time that we play, you know that Zinchenko is more or less likely going to be the left back over Kieran Tierney, unless it's a cup game. But yeah, just to give you guys a quick little update on this transfer here, Omar Rekik is going to be going on loan to Wigan Athletic. I feel sorry for the guy because he had an opportunity to play for his nation, Tunisia, but he didn't really get an opportunity to join them in the World Cup. Tunisia went on to do so well in the World Cup, and he must have been sitting there watching it and like upset that he wasn't part of it, but obviously happy for his nation. So just a little update on Arsenal's young player, Omar Rekik. He will most likely be going on loan to Wigan Athletic. And this was actually reported by the man himself. Chris Wheatley is back on Arsenal Twitter news. It's crazy to think that the guy spent a year and a half talking about Norwich after the whole Partey scandal. But yeah, that is that. Recall Patino if we don't sign a midfielder. Why? Patino is having a successful loan. We don't necessarily need him in either the Xhaka role or the Fabio Vieira role at this moment in time. He's not going to get much game time. If we bring him back, it would just do a disservice to the player at this moment in time. It don't make sense. It does not make sense. Why we would do that doesn't make sense to me. I think it's best that we just hold tight, wait a minute, and we come back for the player in the near future. That's the reality. Come back in the near future for him in a couple of years time, in a year's time when he's gotten more game time under his belt, and we then discuss things that we're going to do. Now, people saying Declan Rice. Caicedo, the Caicedo move unlikely. Arsenal are now focusing on Declan Rice in the summer. Declan Rice will be an Arsenal player most likely in the summer if all the reports are true. The reports that are currently coming out are that Arsenal are serious about Declan Rice. They want Declan Rice, and they want both Declan Rice and Caicedo at this moment in time. No reports have come out stating that anything different, bar the fact that the club want both of them. We want both. We've said that we want both. We want to sign both, and it looks like we are trying to sign both. If we can actually get both of them over the line, that would be massive news. Both Declan Rice and Caicedo can play as a central midfielder and as a DM. Both Caicedo and Declan Rice are really good at tackling. Both of them have successful high interception rates. Both of them are good at passing, and they both seem like similar players. But the thing is, they can bring different values. People hear my guy saying money talks. That's facts. 100% money talks. 100% money talks. But if you could have Declan Rice and Caicedo for the same price as Enzo, you'd probably do it. Yeah, probably. But money talks. Chelsea are just splashing the cash like crazy. It is what it is. People don't forget to smash that like button. Arsenal lack depth. That's why it will cost them. You know what? That is a crucial point. Arsenal currently will have to more or less likely pay over the odds for players. But when we are a strong enough team where we have players in so many different areas, we cannot be bullied into overpaying for players. Do you ever see teams that are in strong situations like a Real Madrid, like a Manchester City, that get bullied into paying way over the odds for a player? Not really. It tends to be that if they have a target and that target really wants to join them, that really helps them bring the price down slightly more. Since, as we're seeing right now with some of the January targets that we have, we really want them to, they really want to join the club, but the selling clubs are the ones that are the ones that are saying, you know what, we don't want to sell for a cheaper price. And there's going to be a time where Arsenal's pull is going to be so strong based on the position that the club is in, that clubs are going to sell players for a cheaper fee just because that player wants to leave. Not always, but there are going to be some situations where we do that. Here we go for Cancelo. Cancelo is more or less likely dusted to go to Bayern Munich. I don't think there's anything there for him to come to Arsenal. But yeah, let me just show you guys. Yeah, Cancelo has landed. He has landed at the airport. I'm looking at it right now. He has landed in the airport in Bayern. Interesting. Cancelo has landed in the airport in Bayern. He is in Germany. He more or less likely is going to be a Bayern Munich player. This just makes Man City stronger. Just makes Manchester City stronger. Can only do a release clause and get Zubimendi now. I don't know if you missed it, awkward moment, but we're not getting Zubimendi. His club basically said that they don't want to sell him this window unless we pull a Partey and we just go to the La Liga head office and drop the money. That's the only way that happens at this moment in time, right? That's the only way that happens. Yeah, so there you go. The Cancelo to Bayern Munich thing is done. We got the here you go from Fabrizio Romano, as you guys are saying. Cancelo told Pep he wants to leave. When you tell Pep you want to leave, you're out of here. When you tell Pep Guardiola you want to leave the club, you tend to be out of here in a couple months. That is the reality. When you tell Pep Guardiola you want to leave, you're out of here. That's why if anyone tells Arsenal, Mikel Arteta they want out, he's going to just ship them out. He don't care. No, ruthless. That's what you need to be. You need to be ruthless. If people are not going to listen to the manager and they want to leave, the best thing to do for the club's chemistry is to get them out of that club. And this is a lot of pressure on Rico Lewis. A lot of pressure on young Rico Lewis to see if he can perform. Because he's gonna have to do a lot of things now. He's gonna have to play well. Yeah, Pep Guardiola putting in a lot of trust on Rico Lewis. Why would we sell to City? We wouldn't sell to City. But apparently either Kieran Tierney or Cancelo, Chilwell to City. Kieran Tierney to City. I would I wouldn't sell him this season because we still need squad depth. We still need squad depth this season. I wouldn't sell him this season. Would you guys? I don't think I would sell him this season. I'd sell him in the summer, but I wouldn't want to sell him to a direct rival. That makes sense. Kieran Tierney to City. Is there any links to him being linked to City at this moment in time? I don't see anything of him being linked to City. Let's see. Kieran Tierney to City. I don't think so. I don't think there's any links. Oh shit. Pep for a friend, Kieran Tierney. You know what? If we sold Kieran Tierney to them right now, 50 million, and that money got us Cancelo, Caicedo, I'll take it in a heartbeat. I would sell him. I would sell Kieran Tierney to City just to get Caicedo's deal over the line. Wouldn't you? I'll do that. I'll be okay with that. Personally, no issue. Sell Kieran Tierney. Sell Kieran Tierney to City. We know about his injury history. We know, yes, he's a quality player, but we know his injury history, and we know he's not best suited in that inverted role. How they would utilize him, we'd have to wait and see. But if we can get 50 mil for Tierney, I'll do it. Call me crazy, I'll do it. I would do it. I don't think we have to worry too much. I think Kieran Tierney is a quality player. I think he's a good leader. But of course, we're most likely going to miss that in the dressing room. But 50 million for Tierney, I'll take it. Give us some of that money back. I know 50 million is crazy. What's a realistic price for Kieran Tierney? What's a realistic price for Kieran Tierney? Probably like 25 mil or something like that. Would you sell Kieran Tierney for 25 mil? Probably not. Probably wouldn't sell him for 25 mil. Who's better in the Premier League than Kieran Tierney right now? Zinchenko? That's one. Luke Shaw? That's two. There's probably more. Dan Burns has been doing well. That's another one. If Zinchenko gets injured, we play Tomiyasu left back. That's the reality. We have options. We have options. If Ben White and Zinchenko get injured, then you play. Then you kind of have a sticky situation. Then you might have a sticky situation. That is the reality. I'm just thinking. People saying Dan Burns, who? Dan Burns has been one of the best left backs this season. I'm not saying consistency over years. And even that guy at Brighton, what's his name? The Ecuadorian guy, Abakwani or something like that. He's even really good. So it's just there's so many options right now. There's so many options. But Tierney to City, unlikely. We know what Pep likes. No Martinelli should play. We're gonna talk about. We'll do a preview for the game when it's closer to the game. The Arsenal game is not for a couple days now. When is the Arsenal game again? Everton. We play on the 4th, so that's on Saturday. We play the 12:30 game on Saturday. So I'm not too concerned, ladies and gentlemen, at this moment in time about the lineup yet. I'm still just focusing on the full transfer window because after the second, once we get to the first, I'll fully focus on the Everton game. But until the first, I'm going to be worrying about Arsenal transfer news to see if we can get a deal done over the line, get it sorted. That is the main priority at this moment in time. That is the main priority. Big up my guy, Lewis. I see you in TikTok. Big up to you. This guy. This is the guy. Big up to him. Big up to him. Big up Lewis in the chat. But yeah, it's safe to say Martinelli and Trossard are good alternatives for each other. Yep, definitely. And you could even play Trossard as a backup to Saka if need be. Trossard should be our new striker. What are you talking about? Eddie Nketiah has been solid. Why would you just dump Eddie Nketiah like that? Eddie Nketiah has been solid. No hope to sign Caicedo. Let's see what you guys say in the chat, because some of you guys have been voting in the chat to see what you guys think about Caicedo joining Arsenal. Over 768 over 786 votes, over 788 votes at this moment in time, and 67% say Caicedo will be joining Arsenal in January. I love the optimism, guys. I love the optimism. I love it. I think it's a lot closer to 50-50 than you guys think it's 60-70% chance of him joining. A lot of you guys think he's going to join. I really don't know. But how are we getting 700 people voting, but we only got what do you call it? We only somehow have 142 people liking the goddamn video. Do me a favor, people. Go like the goddamn video absolutely right now. It's free. It's free to like the video. It doesn't cost you a goddamn penny to like the video. So go like the video right now, people. I don't know what you're waiting for. Please do go like that video and let me know what you guys think about the transfer. Let me know what you guys think about all the stuff that's going on around Arsenal. Do you think there's going to be something going on? Also, I'll be live on the Football Terrace later today in the evening. So do come join us and support me and support the channel, the Football Terrace, Terry's wonderful channel that gives us always an opportunity to jump on. Make sure you come on there and show some love there. And if I do any TikToks on my TikTok account, do check out my TikTok. I keep people posted on transfers over there. And I will also be posting stuff on my Twitter. So do check out my Twitter also. For now, I bid you guys adieu. I'll let you guys know if there's any new stuff going on. I'll make a video, believe it or not. But yeah, I think we will sign. I don't think we're signing anyone, but great show. Big up to you, Luca. Fresneda, anything? Nope. Fresneda is probably going to stay. We need Caicedo 100%. Yes, we do. This is the issue. How much does Arsenal want to get for the third bid? Reports coming out that it's going to be 75 million pounds. Thank you, Egal. Peace out, everyone. Big up to you, John. Appreciate you. Big up to John in the house. And yeah, big up everyone. You guys have yourselves a wonderful, wonderful day. And I'm out of here, people. You already know what it is. Peace.